to another DLC episode of the Extremely Casual Gamers podcast with Ali, Chris and Guy. This is a casual gaming podcast for the everyday gamer. And on today's DLC, Guy...
Is it DLC or DLC?
Yeah, what's up with the lisp you just added in there,
I don't know. I was trying to move on.
Adding a T and an H to that.
DLC.
DLC.
Guy, what do you got for the DLC today?
I got an Am I the Asshole, which is a Reddit thing where you basically pour your life into onto the internet and a whole bunch of people judge whether or not you are the asshole or not.
Yeah.
This one's a gaming related. So it comes off, Am I the Asshole? Now, it's as you can see, it's pretty butty. It's a long one. So here we go. It's gaming related. Am I the asshole for getting rid of my husband's gaming room without his approval?
Oh.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask the question and then you guys will decide whether or not they are the asshole, and we'll go through some of the comments as well.
Spoiler alert, they've both done things wrong here.
Oh, you think...
They're both being assholes to one another.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
I, 30-year-old female, and my husband Greg, 33-year-old male, have been married for 9 years and we have 2 children. She put their names and their ages. I don't know if that's real or not.
Here's our address.
You should not be putting your children's names and ages on the internet, especially Reddit. Greg has always been an avid gamer, and I've always fully supported his hobbies, and I'm completely fine with him gaming.
Doesn't sound like it.
He has his own gaming room, which he uses as his personal space, and he games almost every night after work to de-stress. He still does chores and helps with the kids and is a decent husband. He just sits on his games, right?
Okay.
Our house is the perfect size for us, and Greg and I consider it our forever home. We have but when it comes to a frustrating situation, I'm a stay-at-home mum, and Greg works 8 to 5, so I mainly am in control of the house decorating and planning. Now that Maya, which is one of the child's names, is a little older, she started to get homework, and she'll eventually need a laptop and whatnot to look things up for school. Our house is only 3 bedrooms and an office, but the office is where Greg has his gaming room.
Yeah.
The kids' rooms are pretty small, and I wanted to add desks so that they can have a space to do their studying and homework. There is no other space in the house except Greg's gaming room. So I asked him one night if we could move his gaming desk into our room and use the study for the kids to be as an office for the kids to do their studying, and also for myself to use when doing all the bills and taxes and household things. He seemed a bit surprised and asked why they couldn't just do their homework in the living room, and I said they couldn't. And I said they could, but I think they will focus better if they have their own space, and they will benefit from it as well. Mm-hmm. He got a bit grumpy and explained that about his gaming room is his only space to relax after a long day of work, and I told him I completely understand, but he can do the same thing in our bedroom, and we can install a lock on the door so that no one comes in and disturbs him.
Right.
After I offered that solution, he outright refused and told me I was not allowed to change his gaming room. I was a bit pissed off, so I decided to drop it. 3 days ago, I decided that it really was the best choice for the family, and I'll take him from being mad for a short while over jeopardizing my children's future. And I moved all his gaming things into our room and started building the desks for the kids when he was at work. I only got through one desk when he came home, and he went straight to his gaming room and came out and started yelling and told me I didn't have the right to do that when he clearly said no.
Jesus, is this gaming related, or is this like...
This sounds...
God.
I said he wasn't being reasonable and he needs to grow up. And he said, F you, and took his car and went somewhere. He texted me 30 minutes later and said he wasn't going to come home. He was coming home to grab some things and stay at his mum's house for a few nights. I've had communication with him, but only short, blunt texts from him telling me he's staying another night, otherwise no in-person conversation. His mum came over to grab a few things, but she didn't say anything. I'm now really worried that I've screwed up and made him really upset. Am I the asshole in this situation?
Jeepers.
What? Okay, a couple of things from my point of view. Firstly, don't put it on Reddit.
Yeah, come on now.
That's an asshole thing.
I feel like if you're putting it on Reddit, you think you're in the right.
That's right. Secondly, it's not about who's the asshole here. It's about finding a compromise so that everyone's happy.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter who the asshole is. There shouldn't be an asshole in the relationship. There is no asshole. You're a family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
For the argument's sake, we need to know.
Okay, and this is interesting because there's a few factors here.
Yeah.
So
it's very nuanced, you might say.
It is very nuanced and not really gaming related. You know what I mean? Like, no, this is good.
No,
but
it's good.
It's not gaming that we're discussing.
It's his gaming room.
It's the way they need to compromise to sort their... Okay, so their forever home is a 3-beddy and they're happy with that, but she's a stay-at-home, right?
Yeah.
He works all day, so she might... And Guy, you might be able to speak to this. She might think that because he works all day, He does deserve that rest area and he does get to call a few more of the shots. But I don't think that's the case.
No, yeah.
Because you're both a working family doing things that are required for the family to operate.
Yeah.
So you should be able to have a discussion. Like if he's got a full-time room,
Yeah.
she should have a full-time room. I don't think he should have a full-time room.
I don't think he should have a full-time
No.
room as well. I don't think, like, I understand working 8 to 5 and you need somewhere to de-stress.
I need a gaming room. Like,
Yeah,
cool,
like,
cool.
Could you not just share the room?
That's the
could
thing.
Could it be a gaming room and also an office
Where the
and
kids can
somewhere?
sit.
Yeah.
And it needs to have a lock on it.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
games
see,
are you playing, brother?
I'm starting to wonder whether it is a gaming room for him. Because why is he so protective of losing
Yeah.
that space? What are you doing in there?
Porno room.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't going to say it.
You might
but-
be able to speak to this as well because you've got one of those.
Well, it's not a porno room, Chris.
Sorry.
It's a wank dungeon.
Wank dungeon.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I forgot the name of it.
But yeah, he seems very worked up about losing the space. A bit more, I think it's unjustified how much he's getting worked up because she had offered the alternative of, you can have it in our room. I think that's quite reasonable, letting you just have it in the room.
It's different though because gaming at nighttime,
Mm-hmm.
if he's gaming with his mates, if he's playing an online shooter and he's talking to his friends
Yeah.
and his wife's asleep,
Yeah.
you can't do that in the same room.
You can't.
Like
That's
some
true.
people, like you speak from your example, Chris, your wife and my wife, we game in separate rooms when they're asleep, and even sometimes they'll bang on the wall and be like, "Can you be quiet?"
Yeah,
So
yeah.
doing it in the same room is not feasible.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're doing it late,
Here's
yeah.
3-bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Mum and dad's room.
Yeah, and kids have each got a room.
Kids. Oh, so it's 3 in,
Oh no,
in
sorry.
an
Yeah,
office.
the kids are sharing a room, and then the office is the third room.
Okay, here's what you do. Give the kids a room each.
Yeah.
And
totally.
put your computer in the lounge or whatever you're gaming on. And you don't need a gaming room. Like, it's cool. I'd love a gaming room.
Yeah.
And when, like, now that I'm a 2 incomes, no kids, sure, I could have a gaming room.
Yeah.
But you don't need one.
Especially at the expense of your children's education.
And
But that's the other thing as well, though, right? Because we've been going
That's
pretty
a
heavy on this
shit.
guy. That's a stupid argument.
That's a really bad. That's her using that to justify
Yeah.
getting her way. It's so bad.
Kids-
Divorce.
Kids do not need 8 and 5 is the age of these kids. They do not need a room for homework. Do the homework in the bedroom.
Bro.
Do it in the lounge.
8 and
Like,
5. They're getting to the age where they need their own rooms.
That's
Yeah,
what
they need their own rooms.
I think
Yeah,
it should be
absolutely.
own rooms, and they both have a desk each, and then they both do their homework in their respective rooms.
And guess what, Dad? Put your whatever you set up is put it in the lounge, and everyone knows that Dad's going to be in the lounge from 9 onwards or whatever it is.
Just game at nighttime when the kids are asleep. Like, it doesn't.
It's hard though because we don't know his job. He might like hate his job, right? And
Yeah.
come home and just be like, "Ugh," and like the only part of his day that makes him happy is playing. Like it's such a you don't know.
If he's got a stressful job and the job stresses him out, and gaming is a way to him to unwind and stuff, and if it's to a point where you physically cannot unwind unless you play video games, go to therapy, man. Like, like you've got 2 kids. Like,
Yeah.
you telling me that you can't be a decent person unless you're playing some games to unwind?
Do you know what you can do to unwind that involves your wife?
Have a wank.
Scrabble.
Oh.
What? Did you say have a wank?
Oh God, we just lost his dungeon. So
Sorry, I was thinking.
I was
about
going to
that.
say, if you need to de-stress, man, it sounds like you and your wife could use some alone time, and
Yeah,
you'd probably
yeah,
benefit
yeah.
a lot from it.
Yes.
Also, go set the gaming setup up at your mum's house, because if you need a gaming room and it takes priority over your kids having their own bedrooms, etc., maybe go live with your mum for a bit.
Yeah.
His reaction is so overboard.
This
They're
is
both
what-
terrible.
There's
Terrible.
something else
The whole
going on.
thing's terrible.
Yeah, as well.
I bet the kids are assholes as well, just to add into the
Yeah,
flavour
I
of all
will
this.
say their names because they suck. No, the general consensus, and it's got a lot of comments, is that
God.
she's the asshole.
Interesting.
You're the
No.
asshole. There's no need for an explanation on why. Well, there is. Another one
God, the
says
internet
overriding
sucks.
him means you decided to say that what you say matters and what he says is just noise. You disrespected him because you don't think his opinion matters. So own up to that. Your kids are 8 and 5. They do not need an entire room to use a laptop. Fair. Probably even best that they do it in the living room where you can actually keep an eye on them and make sure they aren't doing something dangerous or stupid.
Oh, God.
Jeepers.
And doing things behind his back isn't is the risk of getting him mad. It risks you effing up your marriage. Put the room back like it was, and then text him a picture of it and an apology that you didn't mean to disrespect him, and you'll start listening to him more. God,
I feel like they're being a bit harsh on her.
They are being very harsh on
I
her.
feel like she's effed up for sure, but like the way he's reacted to this is a child. Like he's
Yes,
reacted like a child.
Absolutely. She shouldn't have just like if you ask, hey, can we change your gaming room into the kids' room, and he says no, and then you just go out and do it as a dick move.
Amen.
But his reaction has made her what she did worse.
The whole thing's
Yeah.
so stupid.
Yeah, it is bad.
And
eh?
also, you don't need a room to do taxes. How much taxes you do?
Exactly, right? Like you can
whole
literally
thing.
sit in the lounge
Okay.
and do your taxes.
All this is doing is giving gamers a bad name. Here's the answer: is he lives with his mum, gets the kids on the week every second weekend. That's the answer. He
Yeah.
can game as
Nice.
much as he wants.
yeah,
That's
and
it.
then she
God.
needs to get a job.
Because if that's the situation you're living in, that is
Yeah.
far out, man.
A lot of resentment going on there.
Yeah.
Let us know though what you think in the ECG for ECG Facebook group.
Interesting
to see.
topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
Really
actually
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
For us to discuss,
There you go.
like a proper relationship
Yeah,
situation.
Hey, thanks for listening to this week's DLC, and we'll catch you on Thursday.
See ya.
Bye.